What I'm about to show you today is the entire reason why I've been critical of President Trump over the course of the last couple of videos on this channel. Not because I blame Trump for the bad economy, not because I hate President Trump, I actually love President Trump, but because Trump needs to become an economic populist again so that Republicans can retain control of the House in the 2026 midterms and have a shot at winning in 2028 again with a J.D. Vance Marco Rubio card. Because if they don't, the Democrats are forming a plan right now that will finish off America as we know it. As explained right here, this is James Carville. He was a lead Democrat strategist during the Bill Clinton years. Many Democrats praise him for his strategical mind. And he right now has put out a series of videos literally just flaunting the Democrats' plan for once they obtain power again. It's frightening.
The Democrats win the presidency, the Senate, and the House in 2028, which is not impossible. I don't know if you say likely or possible. I don't know what word but it's certainly not impossible. They are just going to have to unilaterally add Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia states. They're going to have to, the Congress does give, the Constitution gives Congress power over federal elections. I don't think they can redistrict, but they're things they're going to do. They're going to have to do it.
You're hearing that right. The man is literally talking about how the Democrats will add Puerto Rico as another state to America. And what will the effects of that be? If Puerto Rico was admitted as the 51st state, it would fundamentally reshape the U.S. political landscape by adding voting representation in Congress and the Electoral College. With a population of approximately 3.2 million, this change would primarily benefit Democrats due to the territory's strong Democrat leaning. Puerto Rico would receive 6 electoral votes calculated as its congressional delegation, 4 House seats and 2 senators. Given the territory's Democrat tilt, they would almost certainly support Democrat candidates in most elections, potentially tipping close races. The demographics in Puerto Rico: in a non-binding 2024 presidential straw poll held in Puerto Rico, Kamala Harris won 63.6% of the vote, while Donald Trump only received 23.1%. And if you think this isn't possible, take a look at this 2024 Puerto Rican status referendum. The vote turnout, November 5th, 2024, 56.87% of Puerto Ricans vote in favor of gaining statehood, 30.84% vote for independence, and 12.29% vote for free association. Currently, with this GOP trifecta we're under, this vote obviously means nothing. The GOP will not recognize this. We in no way, shape, or form would allow Puerto Rico to become a state. But if and when Democrats regain power, this is something they're storing away for a rainy day. Once they can regain control, why wouldn't they do this? You see, because the thing is, the Democrats have learned their lessons. Their inaction and unwillingness to do what was necessary to prevent Trump from regaining control of the presidency is not a mistake they'll repeat again. And it doesn't stop with Puerto Rico becoming a state. They're already focusing on doing much more than that. Because they're also talking about, as silly as this is, making Washington, D.C. a state. And so we could very likely see 2 new states pop up. Both of them, of course, would favor Democrats and help them secure future elections. And that's really the name of the game when it comes to Democrats. They're not going to make the mistake of ever losing elections again. And on top of that, we are currently witnessing in-party fighting with the Republicans when it comes to nuking the filibuster. You know, that ridiculous concept of, well, you need some Democrat votes too to fund the bill to reopen government. We need 60 total votes, and we only have 52 or 53 of them, so we need 7 to 8 Democrat votes. Well, if we nuke the filibuster, we can easily reopen government. But the problem is, of course, the Republicans, with their limp dick energy, are too concerned about Democrat retaliation in the future. Well, if we nuke the filibuster now, the Democrats will just do it to us when they regain control. Here's the problem with that. The Democrats already have talked about doing it a couple of years ago, and they're very open on the fact that they will do it the second they regain control. This was a tweet from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez back on September 1st of 2021. She says, "The fact is, Dems can act now to protect our democracy, voting rights, and integrity of our courts and end minority rule. This was, of course, in response to the fact that the Republicans were using the filibuster to their advantage back then, and the Democrats had the majority but couldn't do anything because of the filibuster. So she says the Democrat senators who are in the way need to get on board. The stakes are too high. We must end the filibuster. That's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's not like that's Nancy Pelosi who's set to retire now, and this was some old establishment Democrat way of thinking. This is young Democrats who want to do this. The up-and-coming Democrats who are only going to gain more control and power within their party. They're the ones pushing to end the filibuster. They're the ruthless young people full of zeal and energy. They want to win, and the Democrats are good at winning. Meanwhile, Republicans are too chicken shit to do anything like this. Always concerned about what this will mean for the future, always leaning on those principles that you've made up for yourself to follow, the principles that literally keep you from winning because Democrats don't play by your rules. Not only that, but then she goes on to hit the other key point here that should be a major concern for everyone. Expand the court. And just so we're clear on that, she was talking about, of course, the Supreme Court, because that's also been a massive hindrance for Democrats since it is majority Republican. And she's not the only one talking about that. I bring you back to, once again, James Carville, lead strategist for the Clinton administration. He's also talking about it too.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. A Democrat is going to be elected in 2028. You know that. I know that. The Democratic president is going to announce a special transition advisory committee on the reform of the Supreme Court.
Just to summarize what will happen here, if the Republicans continue to play limp dick softball right now while they have complete control, the Democrats will regain control because the Republicans aren't cutting it. They're not doing the job. This is the laziest Congress this year we've seen in literally decades. In the entirety of modern American history, we've never seen such an ineffective Congress. They're not codifying Trump's executive orders. They're not passing legislation. They did get the big, beautiful bill passed. Hoorah, but they're just not doing enough. They're one of the worst Congresses we've seen. The Senate is ineffective with leader John Thune, who has openly stated he will not nuke the filibuster, and he does intend to negotiate with Democrats. He wants to negotiate with these psychopaths, the Democrats. He wants to play softball. Trump is the only reason the Republicans have won anything over the last 15 years. And the Democrats don't even bother hiding it. They're not pretending like if the Republicans play nice now, they'll play nice later if and when they regain control. They're literally telling you the second they win, they will ensure that they never lose again. They will reopen the borders, flood America with illegal immigrants. They will pack the Supreme Court. They will eliminate the filibuster. They will take complete control. They will add Puerto Rico as a state. They will declare Washington, D.C. a state. They will do everything possible to ensure that they do nothing but win elections for decades to come, probably forever. Because I'm just going to be honest with you. If the Democrats regain control of this nation in 2028, I think that's it. I think that that is the final election we will witness. I felt that way last year, which is why I went out and voted for Trump, and I feel that way now. The game is not over. We cannot ease up off the throttle with these people. And on the flip side, Trump and his administration need to do a better job of dealing with the things that really matter the most. And it's not Israel-Palestine. It's not Russia-Ukraine. It's not even Nigeria, as sad as that is what's happening there. It is the cost of living crisis. It is the generational divide between boomers and millennials that is causing a fracture in the Republican Party right now, as boomers are set to buy secondary vacation homes while millennials still can't start a family or buy a house at all and are still renting, while Gen Zers are trying to rent and are realizing they can't even afford to. They can barely afford groceries. These are the things that matter. Economic populism wins, and that's why I've been so critical of Trump over the past couple of videos, because we will not win the midterm elections next year as a Republican Party if the cost of living is still this unacceptable by this time next year. As a result, the Democrats will regain control of the House, and they will stop at nothing to impeach Trump and make the last 2 years of his presidency a living hell for him, where he gets nothing accomplished. He's barely gotten anything accomplished now because Congress is lazy. Wait until the Democrats regain control of the House. Trump will get nothing done. He will become a lame duck president who squandered this golden opportunity. The neoconservatives have grabbed Trump by the arm and pulled him away from his America First agenda that he promised on his campaign. Trump at heart is a populist. Trump at heart is America first. He's always been that way. But much like what we saw in his first term, where neocons slowly pulled him away from that agenda, we're seeing it again. I don't mind seeing Venezuelan drug boats be blown to hell. I love it. I don't even mind seeing Iran being bombed so that their nuclear facilities are destroyed. I think that's a good thing overall. But the problem is, you see this on the news, and then you see Bibi Netanyahu in the White House for the 5th time. He lives part-time in the White House, that guy. I don't hate Israel. I have nothing against Israel. But when I go to the grocery store and I see beef prices still going up, and I see milk still is expensive, and I see I'm still paying 3 times what I should be for bread. And even the fun snacks like Cheetos and cereal are still outrageously overpriced and are in smaller packaging than they should be. We saw the shrinkflation under Biden. They're not giving us more product. They're still overcharging us for what they are giving us. Prices have not come down. The rent is too damn high. Millennials can't own homes. This is the problem. So then you turn on the news and you see Trump is more focused on foreign affairs, and it's very frustrating. And that's the disconnect in the party. And it needs to change, and that's why I've been critical, because the Democrats are lying in wait like little cockroaches. They can't wait to regain control, because if they do, they'll never make the mistakes that they made again, and they will maintain control forever. That's my honest opinions on that. And look no further in the form of the truth of what I'm saying here than Mike Johnson himself, leader of Congress, saying right here what happens if the Republicans don't win the midterms.
The president is on the ballot in 2026. President Trump is on the ballot next fall. Because if we lose the majority, if the Republicans, the common sense people here who are doing the job for the American people, if we lose the majority in the House and this radical element of the Democrat Party were able to take over, we've already seen that movie. They will try to end the Trump administration. He won't have 4 years, he'll have only 2. And they will try to systematically unwind all the important reforms that we've done for the American people.
Now, this was quote tweeted by the official Democrats page, which says, "We approve this message." So once again, they're just letting you know ahead of time. They don't plan on playing fair. They don't plan on playing softball with Republicans in some form of gratitude for Republicans playing softball with them right now. The Democrats want to end the Republican Party once and for all. So what the Republicans need to do is start playing to win. And I'll tell you right now what I would do if I had control over all of it. I would nuke the filibuster. I would reopen government immediately. I would continue on with the anti-establishment agenda that President Trump was carrying out in his first 2 months. Doge and Elon Musk, canceling out all of these NGOs, removing corruption out of the government. That was when Trump's youth approval rating was soaring sky high. They loved his anti-establishment agenda and actions. Bring that back. Double down on that. Go investigate Fort Knox. I don't believe there's any gold in Fort Knox. I think it's all a scam. Do stuff like that. On top of it, when you eliminate the filibuster and reopen the government, pack the Supreme Court with more Republican Supreme Court justices. That's what I would do. This is how you win. Play their game before they can, and then stop them from being able to play it back. So pack the Supreme Court with 3 more conservative justices, and then use your power, because you have complete control of Congress and the Senate, use that power to write legislation that ensures that the Supreme Court can never be packed again. Pass it as a bill and codify it. Make it permanent. That's how you win. Take some Viagra, eliminate the filibuster, pack the courts, and then draft legislation that ensures that it can never happen again. Play their game and play it better. Do that or lose. It's up to you. And fix the economy, for the love of God. If you approve this message, be sure to leave a comment down below, leave a like on the video, and tell me what you think about all of this. Are you as fed up with the Republican Party as I am? Because I'll tell you right now, what I think needs to also happen, I'm a young millennial, and the Gen Zers are more politically active than I can remember other young generations being. We need to infiltrate the Republican Party and bend it to our will, because these old crusty boomers who are currently in control, they're not getting the job done. And I'm sick of the Republican Party playing to lose and then being a very good, gracious loser. I want to win. It's time to put America first.